Bailey? I'm about to get on the plane.
Hey, Trent. I hope you have a safe flight, sweetie. I just arrived at my sister's place.
I'm glad you got there safely. But, I gotta say, I really am sorry about how the timing ended up working out here. I never thought things would go down this way. Can you believe I'm leaving my 7-month-old pregnant wife to go on an overseas business trip? I'm really sorry, honey.
What choice did you have? Your company needed you to be on that plane, so it can't be helped. You don't need to apologize for being a hard worker, Trent. Besides, it was always decided from the get-go that I'd be having the birth at my sister's place while she looks after me. The business trip itself is only going to last like 5 days, right? I think you'll be surprised at how fast it flies by. It'll be over in a jiffy.
I guess you're right. If these business talks go well, I'll finally be able to get the ball rolling on expanding my business overseas. Complaining won't do me any good. So I'll do what I can to see to it these talks go by as swiftly as possible, so I can get back home to be with my heavily pregnant wife.
Woohoo! That's the spirit. Anyway, don't you have a plane to catch soon?
Holy pork-fried Jesus balls, you're right! Alright, I'm going to switch my phone off, but I'll turn it back on again and let you know when I land.
Great. Safe flight, babe. Hey, Trent. Can you believe it's been 10 whole years? It's me, your sweet love muffin, Angelica. I found your name by chance online when I looked you up out of boredom. Isn't the internet crazy? I couldn't believe it when I saw all those special feature articles on you. My jaw almost hit the floor. You really did make good on the promise you made me back then, huh? All right, Sugar Pumpkin, let's get married. Where are you living these days? I don't know your address, so I decided I'm going to treat you to a nice little surprise by coming to see you at your company HQ. You know, the company where you work as the CEO. Hope you don't mind, sweetie, but I found the address online. Tell the girls at the reception desk that your future wife is on her way so they don't get a shock when I turn up. Okay, babe. See you soon. Trent, are you for real? You got married already? Is this some kind of a sick joke? When I turned up at your company, I told the receptionist I was the future wife of the CEO and tried to get her to take me to your office. She just said, "You're not the CEO's wife," and gave me the coldest look anyone's ever given me. Ugh, the rudeness of some people. I was so shocked it took me a few minutes to get my bearings back. When I did, I started doing some digging on social media from the car park, on our old classmates' pages, our seniors' pages, and our teachers' pages. And when I did, I found out you got married to that goddamn loser Bailey. I mean, geez, Trent. I always knew you were a gloomy loser with no redeeming features other than your impressively high grades back then, but I still can't believe you'd marry someone like Bailey, who seemingly defied the laws of nature by somehow being lower down the school pecking order than you were. Oh, is that it? Did you become convinced the only kinds of girls you were a good match for were the gloomy goth girls with breath like garbage disposal centers and worse hygiene routines than cave trolls after I, the most popular girl in school, broke up with you? Oopsie. Well, I guess this is technically my fault then. But, on the bright side, baby, if you marry me instead, you can finally break free of your trauma and move on. Okay, it's officially decided. You're divorcing Bailey. After that, me and you are going to get back together and remarry. Make sure you tell Bailey what's happening, okay? Bailey, it's been 10 years. It's me, Angelica. Is now a good time? I need to talk to you about something. Huh? Angelica? Oh, that is weird. I thought I deleted your number, but it still displays your name. What? You deleted me? Well, it has been 10 years. Besides, to be honest, I didn't think we'd ever be speaking again. I'm really surprised you're messaging me, actually. Whatevs, I guess I'm chill with that. Anyway, if we got into that, we'd get distracted from the real reason I reached out to you today, so I'm willing to let it slide. Did you want something? I need you to break up with Trent immediately. Excuse me? Me and him decided to get back together. Wait, you did what now? Oh, come on, I won't let you pretend you don't know about our relationship. Well, sure, I know you and Trent were dating at one point, but that was just for a month while you were back in high school, right? There's no way he'd take you back after the way you dumped him. I didn't even know who you were back then, but the whole school heard about how you said all those awful things to him before dumping him in front of his friends. About that. It turns out Trent remembered everything I said to him back then. Then he used my harsh words as motivation to improve himself for the better, worked super hard for 10 years, and finally became a high-spec winner worthy of my hand in marriage. Isn't that romantic? This only proves his heart is overflowing with pure, boundless love for me and no one else. This is usually the kind of thing that only happens in the movies, which should tell you just how serious he is about winning me. That's why I decided to give him another chance, so we're getting back together. Which means, sorry, babe, but you're nothing but an obstacle in the way of our path to happiness now. So, would you mind, doing us both a favor and pulling a vanishing act? Okay, thanks. How long have you and Trent been messaging? Since this morning. Wait, what? So, only for a few hours? Well, sure, I guess, but time is no obstacle for a romance like ours. We met up for a sweaty lovemaking session to consummate the flame of our passion straight away. I promised I'd marry him one day if he ever made $750,000 a year. A 10-year gap might sound like a long time, but love like ours wouldn't disappear just because we didn't see each other for a while. Do you understand? Now listen carefully. This is a direct order. Hurry up and break up with him. Do it now.
Bailey, are you okay?
Trent, hey, I'm okay. Your flight landed safely then?
Yep, and I just turned my phone back on.
This is about Angelica, right? She messaged me too.
You serious?
Yep, dead serious. She told me to break up with you.
Why would she be doing this after all this time?
She said she's willing to give you another chance after realizing you remembered what she said back when she broke up with you in high school. She seems to think the reason you've been working so hard these last 10 years was to win her back.
What?
She said she met up with you today and had... Well, let's just say she's claiming you guys had an encounter of the intimate variety. She said she promised she'd marry you if you could prove yourself to her by making $750,000 a year.
She said what now? Like hell we did that. I've been on an international flight all day. What the hell? How does she suppose I met her, despite it literally being physically impossible? I didn't even respond to her messages.
It's fine, relax, Trent. I know you didn't do anything. She's just lying to try and get me angry enough to divorce you, right?
Ah, of course. Yep, you're right. That's gotta be it.
But what does she mean with this $750,000 thing?
That? I think she's talking about what she said when she broke up with me. She said if I ever became successful enough to make $750K a year, she'd marry me. But she was only doing it to mock me. There's no way a loser like you could ever make $750K a year. Was the last thing she said to me.
She said that to you? Jeez, I've heard of people getting it wrong before, but A miscalculation of those proportions? She doesn't know you at all. God, that dumb hoe. You wait till I get my hands on her.
Thanks for getting mad and defending my honor, babe. But you should be careful. Getting all worked up like that could have a negative influence on the baby. So, please relax, okay?
Oh, good point. You're right. Okay, I'll be careful. But she seems to think you fulfilled this promise you made to her. Why would she think you make $750,000?
I have a sneaking suspicion. I think I know what she's talking about. Listen, Bailey. We don't want any of this stuff with my psycho ex-girlfriend having a bad influence on the baby. So, I want you to ignore all of her messages, okay? Actually, scratch that. Just go ahead and block her.
Are you sure?
You're staying with your sister out of state right now. So it's not like there's any risk of her barging her way in and making a scene or anything. I have to put this inexplicable rampage of hers to an end. Leave this one to me.
All right, got it. Don't overdo it yourself, Trent. You still have the company to think about. Hey! I finally found out where you live, so I went out of my way to drive all the way down there so you could have the privilege of living with me. Only to find you frickin' moved? What the hell do you think you're playing at here, Trent? And why are you ignoring me? Isn't that a little horrible?
It's been a while, Angelica. Good timing. I'm glad you're messaging me now, actually.
Huh?
When you say you found my address, do you mean the apartment by the underpass in Garlic Heights in Westglade City?
Yes, I do. Why would you move without saying a word to me? You are despicable, and this is so not acceptable. I banged on the door and rang the buzzer until some old dude from next door came out and went crazy at me for being noisy. All of the neighbors came out and started staring at me because of the racket he was making. Talk about public humiliation. Do you have any idea how much you've embarrassed me? Why would you move all of a sudden without telling me? This is downright wrong. Go on, I'm waiting. I need an explanation. Right now.
All of a sudden? I moved 3 months ago.
Huh?
Besides, what obligation did I ever have to keep you up to date with my private affairs in the first place?
But how can you be serious about wanting to marry me if you can't even message me properly? The only reason you followed through on your promise to me to become a high-rolling stud muffin on $750K a year was so you could have my hand in marriage, right?
No. I don't make $750K a year.
Huh?
If, by any chance, did you confuse my salary with my company's annual turnover?
Annual turnover? What does that mean?
Based on your first few messages, it seems you found out everything you know about my current situation through a few articles on the internet. There's nothing in any of the articles about my salary, but one of them does include my company's annual turnover from last year. And it just so happens it was $750,000.
Annual turnover?
Yes, it means the company's total revenue for the whole year. None of the articles say anything about my salary. Which means, I'm guessing you just saw the $750K figure, mistook it for my salary, then let your fantasy spiral out of control before spamming me and my wife with a slew of unhinged, delusional messages.
Huh?
Why don't you try taking another look at the articles you read?
You mean you don't make $750K a year? But what about your promise to me?
Promise? Are you actually insane? I don't want us to get back together. And I never promised you anything.
Oh my god, what the hell?
So, yeah. I don't make $750K a year. Since pocketing my company's entire annual revenue would kind of be illegal. The company's still small, so me personally, I don't actually make that much at all. Not even close.
What? No way. But I need you to make that much. I'll be in serious trouble if you don't.
Why will you?
Because.
Let me guess. Because you can't pay off your debts. Forgive me for doing this behind your back, but you kinda left me no choice. I had an old classmate do some digging on you to see if we couldn't figure out why you'd showed up out of the blue, acting so crazy after we hadn't spoken for 10 years.
Huh?
First, there's the debt you owe the male strippers for your regular champagne-fueled visits to that shady club on 5th Street. Then, there's the compensation you owe your husband, who you divorced 3 days ago, for cheating on him 3 times across a span of 8 years behind his back, with the gardener, the electrician, and the pizza delivery guy. Then finally, to top it all off, there's the debt you originally owed to one of your relatives.
Ugh. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap!
Yeah, I guess it makes sense you'd be panicking like hell right about now. The way I see it, your little scheme here had 2 aims. First, you wanted to bag yourself a rich guy to pay off all of your debts and to get you out of the huge mess you'd gotten yourself into. Second, in doing so, you wanted to secure yourself a life of riches and luxury and never have to lift a finger again for the rest of your life.
But how do you know all of this?
Do you really not know what our classmate's nickname for you was?
Huh? Nickname?
The gold-digging bimbo.
What?
You even went as far as contacting my wife, making up some pile of crap story about how we met up and got it on in an effort to try and make her divorce me. You're so cursed. My life is sure to take a turn for the worst if I allow you to have any part in it. So, please, leave us alone and never attempt to contact either of us again.
No way, oh, this can't be happening. Wait! I'll really be in trouble, I mean it. My mom and dad disowned me, so I can't even go back to live with them. Please, Trent, I have nowhere to go. I'm gonna be homeless.
God, you're so annoying.
Huh?
You left me no choice. You, Miss Gold Digger, are about to get blocked. Boom.
Oh my god, Trent, don't call me that. Hang on a sec. Did you actually block me? No! I just told you I'm gonna be homeless, for crying out loud. Do you have no heart?
Angelica, while saying she had nowhere to go, showed up at my parents' house and tried to barge her way in. Fortunately, they didn't live there anymore, having moved away months ago. The house was empty now, and it was through their old crazy neighbor that we heard about the distressed crazy lady seen being taken away in the back of a cop car. Next, she went to my wife's Bailey's parents' house. Apparently, she lived in the same neighborhood as Bailey back in high school. So, relying on that old memory, she made her way to where she thought my wife's parents lived. In another hilarious twist of fate, she got it wrong again and ended up at a total stranger's house. After banging on the door in a frenzy like a escaped mental patient, She demanded that the poor, confused man, who had simply been trying to eat his Fruit Loops in peace, immediately bring out Bailey. Needless to say, he called the cops, and she was taken away in the back of a black and white car with sirens on it once more. This time, the cops involved her parents, but since they hadn't changed their minds about disowning her, apparently she ended up getting dropped off at an acquaintance's restaurant. I don't know what kind of work she does there, but rumor has it that the restaurant is actually a front for an illegal night business involving scantily clad women and poles. And apparently, strange, dangerous-looking men can be seen frequently in the place until the early hours of the morning. Last I heard, she's at her physical and mental breaking point. And her life now solely consists of working ungodly hours for less than minimum wage, like a soulless robot to dig her way out of the hopelessly large mountain of debt she's in.
Oh, Charlie, are you going out?
Hello to you too.
Yeah, hello, whatever. Look, are you going out? There's some things that I need you to get for me, and I need them ASAP.
Well, I have a lot of work that I need to get finished up. I don't really think I have the time to go out today.
Look, just go to the shop, got it?
Oh wow, well, when you ask so politely like that, then sure, I'll go get your stuff. Look, I'm not your slave, you know. Go and get whatever you want yourself. I'm busy.
Doing what? Messing about on your laptop? I mean, what do you even do all day? Because as far as I can tell, it's absolutely nothing. You sit on your laptop all day, every day, acting like you're doing something important, but I bet it's not.
How could you even say that? You know that I'm working on my master's so that I can become a lawyer. It's incredibly hard work and the course is online. So it means that I'm kind of stuck on my laptop most of the time, as that's where my lessons are and all the information I need is.
Blah, blah, blah. I really don't care.
Well, I can clearly see that.
Besides, how hard can sitting at home in your pajamas actually be? You say that you're doing your master's degree or whatever, but I bet that you're really just watching Netflix or playing games or something. Anything to actually avoid doing something real with your life. I mean, honestly, it's kind of pathetic. You need to get a real job and start earning some proper money, like me.
You don't have a real job. All you do is post pictures on Instagram and claim that you're an influencer.
Being an influencer is a real job.
Well, maybe it is if you have millions of followers and are earning money off of advertisements and sponsorships and stuff like that. But you only have, like, 5,000 followers. I hardly think that you can call yourself an influencer with such a small following.
Well, obviously it's not going to stay that way. I'm going to be getting more followers soon. Just you wait and see. I have a lot of important and wise things to say that people will want to hear. I guarantee it.
Sure.
Whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter if I'm not earning money at the moment, as Mom helps me out.
Of course she does, because you're her golden girl, right? God forbid you have to act your age and handle things like a grown-up. No, as long as Mom's around, she'll do everything for you, including paying for all your nights out so you can post pictures about it on your Instagram.
Ha! You're actually jealous. LOL. Maybe if you were more like me, then Mom would actually like you. Besides, you have a lot to say considering you're currently living with us and freeloading off of us.
I might be living at home temporarily, but I'm definitely not freeloading. I pay more than my fair share of the bills and rent. Not to mention, I buy all my own food and do pretty much everything for myself, like the washing and stuff. Unlike you, all you do is laze around at home, making a mess, and expecting Mom to clean up after you. That is, if you're not out influencing. I mean, you could at least buy Mom some flowers or something to show her that you appreciate her, even though they would have been bought using her own money.
Whatever. Why would I do something stupid like that? That's just a waste of money.
You're so selfish. I don't know why Mom doesn't see it. You literally don't care about anyone but yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. I know I'm embarrassed to have you as a sister.
You're embarrassed of me? I'm the one who should be embarrassed to have such a dorky, ugly, and frankly annoying big brother. God knows I've lied about you being my brother. Who would actually want to be related to you? I mean, You see all these movies where the big brother is kind and handsome, and he looks after his little sister from everything, but then I look at you, and I just know that I'd probably have to be the one to look after you. It's pathetic. I just wish that you weren't my brother.
Wow, well, thanks for telling me how you really feel about me. Just so you know, the feeling's mutual about you being my sister.
Mutual? What does that even mean?
Look it up in a dictionary. You might actually learn something for once in your life.
Are you saying I'm stupid?
Well, if the shoe fits.
And what would you know about shoes fitting? You've got horrible, massive club feet.
Name calling. Classy.
Ugh, you know what? You're going to regret being such a little witch to me. Just you wait and see.
Whatever you say.
Charlie, how could you be so mean to your sister? All she asked was if you could run to the shops for her. There was no need to be so vile to her.
Oh, hello, Mom. I see Jasmine's been talking to you about our conversation earlier. Of course you take her side without even asking me about what happened.
What's there to explain? All your sister asked for was for you to grab her a few things from the shops which she really needed. There was no need for you to be so hateful towards her. Honestly, would it have really hurt you to just do what she asked?
Since when am I her servant? If I was already out, then you know I would have picked whatever she needed up, but I wasn't. In fact, I was in the middle of doing some important work. I definitely didn't have the time to go and grab some trivial things simply because she couldn't be bothered to go and get them herself.
How selfish of you. Go on then. Tell me what this super important work is then. If it's so important that you can't help your sister out, then I'm dying to know what it is. Go on. Tell me.
Okay then, if you really want to know, I was in the middle of a lesson on criminal law theory and how it applies in court and how to create a good case in the eyes of the law.
That's why you couldn't help your sister? Because of some stupid lesson that you could have finished later on? I mean, it sounds incredibly easy. Besides, why would you want to make a good defense case for someone, especially a criminal? Make a bad one so that they get sent to jail where they belong, because they've committed a crime.
It really doesn't work like that. What if you were accused of a crime that you hadn't committed, but your defense lawyer thought that obviously you were guilty, and so they didn't try very hard to help you out? You wouldn't be so blasé about it then, would you?
It doesn't matter because I would never do anything that would get me arrested anyhow. Anyway, now that I know that your work isn't really work, I expect you to help your sister out whenever she tells you to. At least if you had helped her out today, you could have been doing something useful with your time.
I was using my time usefully. The lesson I had today was with a tutor. I couldn't just ask them to stop talking and to wait for me to get back. And if I would have left, I would have missed the majority of the lesson, which was actually very important. It'll be on my exam later in the year.
I'm sure they record those things. You could have just watched it back later.
Or Jasmine could have just gone and gotten her own stuff. Look, I'm not going to argue about this anymore. I'm not Jasmine's personal slave, here to do whatever she wants. I have important things that I need to do, and I'm going to do them, whether you and Jasmine like it or not.
Why? I mean, let's face it, you're not the brightest star. Why does it matter if you do your lessons or not?
So now you're calling me stupid?
Isn't that what you call Jasmine? At least she has a proper job that she works hard at, that actually takes skill and dedication.
Posting pictures online of her eating at a restaurant doesn't take skill. In fact, almost everyone in the world does it.
Well, she's better than everyone else.
Right, sure. Did you actually want something from me, or did you just decide that you were going to try and make me feel rubbish about myself?
Now, there's no need to be so dramatic. Not everything is about you, you know.
Nothing is about me according to you. All you care about is Jasmine. You never once took my side or tried to help me.
Did you ever think that maybe there's a reason for that?
And what would that be?
Your sister is simply better than you, and she needs all the help she can get so that she can be recognized for her talents. She's going to become rich through her social media influencing thing, and that means she'll then be able to take care of me in my older age. That's just something you won't be able to do. I need to make sure that my future is secured properly. State pensions don't pay that much, you know. And well, let's face it, you probably won't even pass your exams, so I'm not holding out any hope for you making any actual money.
Oh, wow. Well, at least I can see where Jasmine gets her selfish and self-centered attitude from.
Ugh, enough of this. I'm done arguing with you. In fact, I'm done with you completely.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
I mean that I am done with you in my life. I want you out of my home and out of my life ASAP.
What?
Not so snarky now, are you? Me and your sister have decided that it would be better for everyone if you left the home. We simply can't put up with your selfish ways any longer.
You're seriously kicking me out because you think that I'm the one being selfish?
Yes, your actions earlier with Jasmine were simply the last straw. We don't want such a heartless person in the family. You need to be gone by tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow? Where am I gonna go?
I don't know, but it's your problem, not mine, to figure it out. If all of your things aren't gone, then I'll simply throw them out onto the street.
Oh, don't worry. I wouldn't want to spend a single minute longer in this vile house than I have to. Hey, Damien, sorry to mess it so late. Are you about? Hey, Charlie. Yeah, what's up? My mom's kicking me out of the house. I need to move out by tomorrow afternoon. I was wondering if I can crash in your spare bedroom until I find a place of my own. Of course you can. I can't believe she's doing that to you. I can. I bet it was all Jasmine's idea. My mom always does whatever she wants. On the upside, I finally finished the course on criminal defense today. It was a tricky section and one that I'll definitely need to revise come the exam, but it should be okay in the end. That's great to hear. Firms are going to be jumping at you for you to come and work for them. Thanks, Damien. I'll be at yours soon. Cool. I'll order a pizza. See you soon.
Hello? Is this Charlie?
Hello? Who is this?
It's Rachel, your mother. I know it's been a while since we last spoke. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Oh, that's good. I'm good too, by the way.
Great.
Well, I say good. There are a few things I actually need help with. If you'd be able to...
There it is.
There what is?
I knew the only reason you were texting me was to try and get your hands on my money.
Well, I mean, you are a lawyer now, so you should have quite a lot of money spare. Especially considering that you were on that really high-profile case. The one on the news. I saw it on TV, and it was really cool what you did to help prove that man's innocence. Plus, considering your client was like a billionaire, I bet he paid you a lot of money for winning his case for him.
Ah, I see. So you saw my case and thought I was earning a bit of money now and you wanted to, what, take your cut?
Well, yeah, that's quite a lot of money you're earning. So I'm sure you could spare some, right?
I could, but I won't.
What? You don't understand. I need some money so that I can buy a place to live. Living with Jasmine is driving me crazy.
You still live with Jasmine?
Well, yeah. I mean, she lives with me. But lately she's really been getting on my nerves. I want to move into a smaller place where only I will fit into it. That way Jasmine will have to get her own place, and I'll be happy to live on my own again.
Wow, well, that's a hard no. I'm not gonna buy you a house simply because you demand it of me.
Don't be so selfish. You've got loads of money. You can spare a bit for a decent house for me.
After the way you and Jasmine treated me, I wouldn't spare you a penny.
Are you still upset about that?
You kicked me out of my home when I had nowhere else to go. What kind of family does that?
Well, it did you some good. Look at where you are now. We motivated you to work hard. If anything, you owe us half of your fortune for what we did for you.
You've not changed one bit. Still as selfish and self-centered as ever.
I'm not the one hoarding loads of money to myself.
I don't hoard it, actually. I make sure to donate to charities every month. You know, to people who actually need the help and not someone who's just being selfish and thinking of themselves.
Are you seriously not going to give me anything? We're family.
No, we're not. You might be my mom by blood, but you're not my family. I made a new family out of friends who truly love me and would be there for me through thick and thin. They wouldn't just abandon me or kick me out the second they felt like it. How about instead of demanding something that you've done nothing to earn, you focus on making yourself a better person and getting a job. Because you're not getting a penny from me.
I hate you.
I'm sure you do, but I don't care. I've got a great life and I'm not gonna let you ruin that. So, this is goodbye. Don't try and contact me again because I won't respond. Have a good life, Rachel. I hope you eventually learn how to empathize and think of others. You never know, you might actually see good things start happening for you. Oh, and you might want to actually have a chat with Jasmine and tell her how you're feeling. I know that she's your favorite kid and all, but sometimes you do actually need to be her mom and tell her what to do. You had no problem telling me what to do, so you've had plenty of practice. Now you just need to put it into action. And good luck.
What? No. Wait. Charlie.
After that, I blocked Rachel on every social media platform that I could think of. While she might have been my mother, I knew that she would never respect me, and I didn't want that kind of toxicity in my life. I knew I deserved better than that. I eventually met a woman who later became my wife, and we now have a wonderful little family. I treat my children with love and respect, and make sure that they do the same for each other as well. As for my mom and sister, I'm not entirely sure what happened to them. The last I heard, Rachel did find a new flat to rent out. However, I didn't hear what she did after that. I never tried to get back in contact with them and can only hope that they came to realize the error of their ways and try to better themselves in their behavior towards others. However, I wouldn't hold my breath, but that's not my problem now, and I'm extremely happy with my life.